Stereo Azimuth here, and I'm about to say something kind of controversial. The MD421 is a great voiceover mic. Yeah. A lot of people will disagree with me, and that's fine. But I'm going to show you how you basically sort of have to transform the MD421 into a vocal mic. Because basically, it is an instrument mic. The diaphragm is right here, and there's just like a screen, just like the metal screen protecting it. It's a lot like a SM57, which just has a screen in front of it to, kind of protect the diaphragm. But there's nothing really there to control it. It really is, in this particular form, is a instrument mic that you would use in front of a guitar amp, you would use on toms, you would use on all these different things. However, for voiceover, you're going to get plosives, right? Like, you don't want that. So that's why you get this. It's the MZW421. And if you read the package, you saw what it is. But it's just one of these. It's just a foam windscreen. But it's not just any foam windscreen. It's the windscreen for this particular mic. And when you put it on, right, like, looks a little lollipopish, but it does the job of what it's supposed to do, is protect the plosives of the mic. MD421 also has kind of a high, kind of a peak at the 5K region. So, excuse my voice, I've had a little cold, but you can probably hear the difference in how much smoother it is, and it got rid of that peak. Now, the most popular mic, the SM7, I had this mic for a while, and I just got tired of it. I got tired of it for two reasons. Number one is it's too much low end. Like, I could never get any good clarity that I could get out of this just by, like, adding a windscreen, and it sounds so much better. The other thing is that, and I try to play with the switches. I try to play with the mid boost and the cut and all that kind of stuff, and never really got the top end that I wanted, the clarity out of the top end that I wanted. And maybe it's just my voice, I don't know. But the other thing is that you needed a lot of power for this thing. Like, it needs a lot of gain. It needs, like, you can't just plug this in to just like any interface. That's why they have, these cloud lifters and boosters and all this stuff. And matter of fact, I did one. See, I'll put the link up here to one of those, like, units that you can use to, like, use this to get this to a usable signal. Well, when I started looking at the mic, I started to realize why. Why is this mic, why is the SM7, good at proximity effect and plosives and all this stuff? Well, number one is, like, the foam is sort of built in, right? They give you this foam windscreen that's already there. Like, so therefore foam, it gets foam. That's what you should be comparing, not really without the foam, because without the foam, without a windscreen, it's going to give you plosives. But if you also take the foam windscreen off for a moment, you also realize that the diaphragm is like 2 inches from the front of the mic. So not only are you talking through foam, but then also, like, about 2 inches of air before you actually get to the diaphragm. So that contributes to, it doesn't have that much of a proximity effect, because you're not even getting close to the front of the diaphragm, right? The other thing is that it backs you off from it, so it does sound a little bit better. But then also, that's why you need so much gain out of this mic, because you're so far away from the diaphragm itself, okay? So in RE20, some people say, well, wait, what about RE20? Well, RE20, it actually has like foam, like about 1 inch of foam in the front between the front grill and the diaphragm. So you're actually speaking through foam on the inside of the mic. So it's not on the outside. It's actually on the inside of the mic. And if you buy an old vintage one, if you buy an old one from, say the 80s or the 90s even, you might need to get that foam replaced. And I think you can either get it or have it done by the EV Service Center to have that foam replaced. I think you might be able to do it yourself if you want to. I'm not going to really comment on that, but I just know that it needs to be, it might need to be replaced, because, foam can, if it's in certain environments, like, it's not going to last forever. I will say that the 421, like the SM7, does have some advantages, some built-in advantages that the MZ421 does not give you, or the MD421 does not give you. The MD421, if you want a windscreen, like, you got to buy it separately, right? Like, it's a separate item. Okay. The other thing is, like, the SM7, usually when you buy them new, you get two. You get this one, and then you get another one, like if you're outside in like really windy conditions, right? Then the other thing is that, this isn't a nice, compact thing. The MD421 has a notorious, like, horrible connector down at the bottom that always breaks and is notoriously bad design. And then if you want a shock mount, you have to buy an extra shock mount. That's another extra accessory. The SM7 has a shock mount built in, so you don't have to buy one. There's this like rubber band structure that's on the inside of the mic. So it's another like internal feature that's not on the outside. Like my Rode NT1 here, I gotta have an external shock mount for it. And like even this one, I gotta have I had to get the shock mount if I wanted, not to hear the springs or whatever like vibrate through the mic. And I will say it does a pretty good job. I mean, I can sit here and hit the springs and I don't hear the bang, whatever. But yeah, but as far as like the sound quality of the mic itself over like the SM7B is that I think this mic, the MD421, even with a windscreen, has better clarity, has better control, has better gain, and is a very versatile mic. The only like sort of downsides is that it is bigger. You do have to have external parts, and you do have to buy like extra accessories. But to me, I think that it's worth it. Hopefully, I mean, I'm only going to really use this mic to do like voiceovers. I'll use my condenser mic when I do videos because, hey, room noise is room noise. But when I'm doing something, when I'm trying to do an actual voiceover work where you don't want to hear room noise and I want to use a dynamic mic, I'm going to use this. And I'm actually going to be selling my my SM7B because, like I said, I couldn't get the top end that I wanted out of it, even with all of the like built-in features. So I hope this helps anyone out that has an MD421 that wants to do some voiceover work. And then, you don't really need like the isolator. I just do this because I have an arm with springs. If you have a regular mic stand, that'll work fine. And then you just need the MZW 421A, like the little foam windscreen. So just wanted to share that little tidbit of information. See, no plosives at all. Thanks very much. Please be sure, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I need subscribers. I'm gonna have some fun stuff later for you guys. So hopefully we'll have more later. Thanks very much. And I'm gonna do something with this SM7B now. I'll talk to you guys later.